Solo on the beat. Solo. Solo on the beat. solo, solo, on the beat.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another super awesome stream of Global Hack Week, Beginners Week. So, I know that this is like a super long weekend where you have been learning about multiple technologies, and I hope you had the opportunity to join some of my technical streams. I have been giving the ones that are related to both Streamlit, LLMs, and also there was one related to making your very first API request. So that was a pretty cool one because it covered basically like most of the basics. But yeah, happy partner anniversary. Awesome. Have you started? So this is a stream is just starting, so you are just in time to start working with our super cool workshop. So today, this is a technical stream that will only have one part, which means that we will have to finish on this 2 hour section. So before we get started, I wanted to introduce myself. Yeah, because first things first, and to let you all know what we'll be doing today as well. So my name is Jocelyn. I'm a coach here at Major League Hacking, and I'm based in Mexico, and I go to a university here that's called Tecnológico de Monterrey. Some of my like fun activities that I like to do include like salsa dancing. I also love Minecraft bee plushies. And if you ever want to talk to me, like, about anything, you can talk to me about mechanical keyboards, robotics, or neurotech. And I'm super excited to be here with you all. Just a quick reminder, before we take off on this technical stream, don't forget to check in for the workshop. I will be sharing the link again on a moment on the chat. But if you want to see it again, I have shared it with you on the chat already. There you go. So that is a link for you to check in. It is super important that you check into all of our sessions, as every time that you check in, you are earning points for your global hack week. Um, sessions. So if you click on the link, you will be able to check in. When can we ask about those? So, if you mean about the Global Hack Week points, you should have received an email already containing like all of the points that you have, and also like in which areas like you obtained those points. If you are not receiving an email, that's probably because you didn't sign up for the general Global Hack Week. Oh, okay. You meant about like robotics, neurotech, keyword. Anytime, like you can ask on the chat. You can also pop a DM on the Discord, and I should be very happy to answer. During these technical streams, we have been having like these side conversations on the chat about like random topics. So that is also pretty cool because it helps both me and hackers, chill out. Like instead of just like seeing technical content, we can have the opportunity to chat a little bit. I already checked out. Perfect. So great. Then we are ready to start. So I can present you the content that we will be seeing today. So as today, this is like a super direct workshop. I will be going directly to the practice and the examples. So there will be no slides prepared for this course, but I'm pretty sure you will learn how to use GitHub after this technical stream. So some of the things that we will cover is that first we're going to play a game to review Git. So I don't know if some of you attended the technical stream that Ryan Lalu gave that was called Git Good with Git, which was a pretty fun name, and I'm pretty sure he explained the basics really smoothly. So please let me know on the chat if you attended that workshop with Ryan, so I can know like where we are at. No HTML coding. So this is a GitHub workshop, so we're not going to be doing HTML coding, but we will be creating our own README profile, which has like Markdown notation, which is not HTML, but it's kind of has like its similarities. So we will be doing a little bit of coding today by the end too. Perfect. So after playing this super cool game to review the questions, we will be following a GitHub course that it's just containing like the basics, so we can all like get to know the platform and see like all the cool things that we can do in there. After that, I will be going to some cool code repositories and also like some README files that are like pretty nice to see. And after that, I will give you a link where you can create your own personalized README profile. So you can have like a super cool profile on GitHub. And when people go visit your page, they will see like your README template and will say like, okay, this person is like super pro at coding. So, my goal here today is that after this session, you will know how to use GitHub like a pro. So, if someone asks you like what GitHub is, you can answer them like a straightforward, and also like learn like the most mysterious tools that are inside there. Great. So, while we are doing the game, I would love to see on the chat if someone already knows what GitHub is or has used GitHub before, so we can see where we are at. Thanks, admin. Thank you very much. Was Ryan taking us through JavaScript? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Ryan gave like different technical workshops. So probably he also gave one related to JavaScript. Still, I'm not completely sure. Can you share the link to the LLM repository? Yeah, of course. So I have to share with you some things. So the first one, I will share with you the link again so you can check in for this workshop. Let me just why is this not, hold on a sec, please. Let me send it. So I will send with you the link to go over again. I'm sorry for doing the double screening. It's just that I have like my iPad connected and it's kind of like a bug right now. Hold on, let me remove these so you don't have to be seeing like super things you shouldn't see. Okay, so someone asked if I could share the LLM repo because yesterday we had like a super long stream of like 4 hours straight where we were testing like different LLMs. So I will just share that on the chat real quick just for you to know that this is not related to the workshop that we will be doing today. So we should be good now. Great. So right now, what we will be doing is that I'm going to explain you basically like real quick Git basics. So when we actually go onto GitHub, you now understand like what I'm talking about. So someone here asked the question, GitHub, it's a cloud-based platform for developers. Yeah, it's a cloud-based platform and it's used for code management. Oh yeah, I've been using Git a lot. Awesome. Git versus GitHub, yeah, there's a complete difference between those. So Git is basically the tool, and GitHub uses Git's tool to manage all of its software. Hello over there. Glad to see you over here. Perfect. GitHub allows you to Git good. Oh, great. So someone here clearly attended Ryan's Git workshop. So very glad to see that participation over there. Great. So now I will share on the chat a link to the game that I was mentioning. Let me just refresh so you will get it from the start. Awesome. This is I know like let me share screen now. So I know that the UI is not like very appealing. It doesn't have like really cool colors. I couldn't find any other game that was like visually appealing. This is like the best I could find. But it will be super cool if someone like on a time like I don't know as a personal project like creates a cool Git game so we can actually use it. So basically, I found this game when I was looking for materials to teach you during this live stream. And this is pretty cool because we can see like all of the commands. Well, not all of them, but at least like the most basic ones. So we see git commit, git branch, checkout, reset, revert, then merge, rebase, fetch, pull, and others over there. So for those of you who are already familiarized with Git, you should all know like what git commit means or what git fetch and git pull means. But for those of you who might be wondering like, okay, those are just like commands that I can type on the terminal, but what do they actually do? So I can explain this in several ways, but it is always better to explain it while I'm talking and also like give it like some visuals. So we're going to start with the first one, which is basically having your code repository. So, every time that you create like a project or like a web application or perhaps a game, you have like all of these folders with all of your files and all of the information and dependencies that you need to make your project happen, right? So, all of that like giant project is called a repository. And those repositories are basically, created with code. That's why they're called code repositories, and GitHub is basically like filled out with plenty of code repositories from people like all over the world. So it's pretty awesome because you can go visit like really cool projects in there and see like what they're up to, and you can also like collaborate to them. So once that you have your GitHub repository, you have to like manage how people are going to work on that project, right? Because imagine that you are working like on a school project and you create like a Google Docs. So on the Google Docs, a lot of people can collaborate like at the same time. So that's pretty cool because like perhaps I can go and edit something and someone else will see that at the same time, the time that I was editing it and what I wrote in there. So Git is a tool that like works similar to like a collaborative space such as like Google Docs. And what it does is that it's basically for code version management. So it's a version management system. Because if I'm collaborating to my web app and then perhaps someone else's want to collaborate to that same web app too, so what they will have to do is that they will have to make a copy of my repository into their local computer and then start contributing from, I don't know, like their VS Code or something. So once they make their change, they can commit, which is basically like adding their changes into my repository, the one that I created. And we can test that like just writing like git commit on the terminal, and you will be like uploading your changes. And then you can see like another node was added in here to the list, and I can just keep doing this, like imagining I'm doing like more sentences and I'm just checking that. So let's try to see, we can write it like as a message. This is a new commit. Perfect. And if you can see, I will make this bigger. So now we see like this is a commit. So we are adding like more and more changes to our repository. And perhaps when we finish our changes, we want them to push them so my friend can actually see the changes that I have been up to. So I just have to run git push. Oh, there is no remote server name origin. So that's because I haven't created one and I just have the basically, which is called master. So some other things that we can do in here is that we can create like different branches, which is basically that we make different copies of our main branch, and plenty of people like can collaborate at the same time. That's basically what it is. Another important one is the one for fetch, which is basically when you just bring down like all of the changes from the remote server. And the final one is git pull, when you just want to update your local version of your repository. And the one that I was using is the one for git push, where is the one where you just want to post your changes. So I would probably say that these are like the most basic ones, commands that you will always use. So the most basic one is like running git fetch and then doing like git pull perhaps, or you can also do like git commit and then git push. That it's also like super common. But yeah, I will not like explain this like like the whole explanation and how to do this like on the terminal and all of that, because that is not the purpose of this stream. So the purpose of this stream is basically to understanding like what GitHub is and all of the tools that it has, like the internal platform. And we will be seeing like some basics concepts on our workshop that I prepared for you on the upcoming minutes, so we can actually like test that out. But yeah, so I think we are ready to go to our account creation of GitHub. So can the chat tell me if they already have a GitHub account, so I know if I should just go directly into the platform or like send someone, like for example how to sign up and all of that. Perfect. So I can see one person has it. Let's see what the rest says. Okay, two, we have three. Let's see if we can get two more so I can actually like skip this. If not, I will just let me just open um, a fire window so I can send you the link for signing up in case you don't have an account. So this is basically to sign up. Great. So the ones that already have a GitHub account, please go ahead and sign in so we can move forward. Oh, that animation was pretty cool. Great. Yeah, so please everyone go to your GitHub accounts and just like stay on the homepage so we can actually see like all of the things that we can do from here. Great. So I will give like a minute or so so everyone can be like on the GitHub successfully and no one is left behind on the stream. Let's wait. We're seeing another question. Are we making a repo? We are not making I mean, kind of, because we will be making a copy of one on our, like, on the same GitHub platform. So technically, we are. So I would say yes, we are. Great. So I think we can continue. So once being on the dashboard, it will vary depending on your feed, like on which followers do you have or which projects like are you contributing to, or maybe like the code repositories that you have created. So it varies a lot. I would just show you like the basics to know, like just to get around. So on this left side, you will see like all of your repositories. On then you can see like your most recent activities, like perhaps if you open like a conversation or an issue, you would see it over here. Then you can see like the teams that you are part of, like for example, organizations that invite you to collaborate, you will see them on this side. And then on the main homepage, you can navigate through and see what your followers are up to, or perhaps like the projects that you have been following very recently. And something pretty cool that just like launched really recently is the integration of GitHub Copilot in their own platform. So you can literally ask Copilot like anything related like inside GitHub, and that is super cool. Because when this was not like a thing, like when this did not existed, um you just had to use like, I don't know, like ChatGPT and like copy paste the whole code, and that was just like very annoying. And now you can just open a project and ask Copilot, and it will answer you like a lot much better. So then over here you have like all of the things that you can access to. So you have like the profile, your repositories, Copilot, which is basically like an AI chat. Then you can see your projects, the projects that you have started, organizations, and the other things I never use them, so I'm pretty sure they're not very common. So the most common ones are like going to your profile, because from your profile you can basically see anything. So you can see that my profile is already kind of like customized. So I created like my own README file over here where I have like my Spotify, and I have like the skills that I have, and also like my contribution graph. Then I have pinned like some repositories over here, and this is like the most I think this is like a super cool feature from GitHub, is that you have like this how do I call them, like green squares where you can see like how active you are, like for example like the lead code activity chart, which is pretty cool, at least for me. And you can also like have like a streak. So I think my longest streak, where is it? Oh, I think it's not working, it is down. But yeah, the streak graph is supposed to be in there. Apologies for it not being there. Let me make the screen bigger so you can see much better. Perfect. So we're seeing a question. Can confirm I asked Copilot to build Microsoft 2.0 and now I'm Bill Gates. Okay, that's very fun. The GitHub heat map. Yeah, thanks for the word. That's a perfect reference to it. Can you critique mine? Okay, I can do that after we finish our fast exercise. Just please remind me to do so. Love it. Mine is so black and not green at all. It's like a deforest tree. Okay, no worries. Today you will have some commits because we are working on GitHub. So you will have your green square for the day. Great. So yeah, so that's the profile, and then on here you can go like to the code repositories that you have created, and I just have so many because I use it pretty often, like for hackathon projects, and also like every time I do a technical stream, I do like a code repository for you all, and that's why I have plenty of that in here. Then we have the stars, which is the projects that you have liked. So when you like a project, you like give it a star. Like for example, if I enter to this one, I can star it, and that will basically mean that I have liked that project. That project will then appear on my profile, and I can access that project like much quicker. I'm seeing another question. I will also recommend posting it on Discord so that other people, more experienced hackers, can also jump in to help. Yeah, that is also another good option. Hello, hopefully I didn't miss much things. No, you are just in time. I was just going through the general GitHub platform, and right now we are actually going to the workshop activity. So I sent the link over on the chat. I will send it again. And you will have to create a GitHub account. So make sure to create your GitHub account so we can follow on the workshop. Great. So for everyone else, I will be sharing the link to the workshop that we will be doing, and I will be doing this exercise with you, so you don't feel confused on how to use this. So what I just shared on the chat is basically a link to a code repository. So as I was mentioning earlier, our all of the code that we want to do for a project is stored in a code repository for GitHub. And right now, this public template from GitHub will basically help us like get through the concepts that we saw at the beginning of this live stream. So if we go over to the README section, we will see like, okay, this is an introduction to GitHub. It takes less than an hour. It would take us like 15 to 20 minutes, depending like on how many questions we ask or like how many kind of explanations I give to you through every step. So if you can see here, these are like all of the like the description of this tiny course. And then on the steps, we will be doing several things. So the first thing is that we will be creating a branch. So basically, creating another branch will help other people like collaborate on our same code repository. Then we will be committing a file. So that means that we will be contributing to that code repository. Then we will open a pull request, which basically means that we will be making a petition to the main contributor of this code repository, so we can finally merge and have our code in on their code repository. So please let me know when everyone is on this page so we can start the activity. As I mentioned, I will be following with you, so I won't leave you alone on this. You can also feel free to, perhaps if I'm going too slow, you can go ahead and like do it a little bit more quicker. But I will be explaining every steps if you are new to this. Okay, so I think there are no more questions, and I think we are ready to go. So you will scroll down, like from the main link, you will scroll down and you will see this big green button that says Start Course. I will make my screen bigger so we can see it better. And you will click on this. So let's click on the green button that says Start Course. So once that we are there, I already have one name like that. Okay, give me a second so I can delete the other one so I can do it again. So ignore what I'm doing right now. I will just delete the repo that I created before so I can do it again because I already completed this like a while ago when I was actually, yeah, when I was preparing another technical workshop for another stream. So let me just delete this real quick. I will just delete this. Oop. Perfect. So let me just authenticate this. Let's see. Great. Awesome. So now I can create the code repository without any issue. Let me see where we left. Was it here? No. Okay, let me share the link again then. Here we go. Okay, so I was saying that we're going to click on the green button. Now, let's continue. Great, and now it's allowed to create. So on here, you basically don't have to edit anything. So you will just leave the default name inside there. And perhaps you can add like your own description. I will just leave it like my clone repository. And then make sure to make it public so we can actually like see the exercise. And yeah, so it all works smoothly. But when you are making like private projects, like for example, you don't want the world to know, like I don't know, like if you have like some secret project and it's like super cool and you perhaps want to sell it, then your smart choice perhaps will be to make your repository private. But for this case, as we are doing an activity, I will choose public. Great. So after leaving everything on the default, we're going to hit on create repository. So it will be now generating our exercise, so we can start testing out like all of the cool tools that GitHub has for us. So if we can see now, we have cloned successfully our repository, and it says generated from skills/introduction to GitHub. So now we are ready to begin. And if you scroll down onto the README section, we will see that. Oh wait. Oh yeah. So please refresh the page because the README has to change. Great. So now we are seeing the updated README. So if your repository has still like the initial README, please make sure to reload your page so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. So you should be seeing introduction to GitHub, and you should be seeing like the step 1, which is create a branch. So please let me know if someone is not seeing this on their screen so I can help you out and guide you throughout this. I will give a few moments for you to tell me if there is like any potential issue on there. Great. So, as making like side conversation, is someone planning on attending like another technical streams for the day, or this will be like your last one? We love to hear your comments on the chat while we wait some moments for everyone to be there. What did you do? If you mean like where I am right now, so I shared a link with you on the chat that says like introduction to GitHub, that it's to a code repository. So you will just like scroll down and click on the big button that says start get started, and then you will just submit like the initial repository template and just reload your page. um Intro to frontend with JavaScript. Oh, that's a cool one. That's a cool one. Yeah. I wouldn't consider myself like a JavaScript fan. I think I only used it like once or twice, like when I was learning web development when I was like really young. And after that, like I haven't touched JavaScript in like, I don't know, like 3 years perhaps. Perfect. I am taking from, and it's 2 5 p.m. Oh, okay. I'm ready to move forward. Okay, so now that I think everyone is on the same page, so we will scroll down and see the first instruction that we have to do. So the first step is to create a branch. So how will we be doing this? In here are basically like the very extends like instructions. I will be guiding you like through this so we can make it like much quicker. But feel free to read like all of the explanation that's in here. So basically, we have like a short description of what is GitHub. And I remember someone asked on the chat, like GitHub versus Git. And if you can see here, this is like a perfect answer that says GitHub is a collaboration platform that uses Git for versioning. So this is the answer that you are really looking for. And yeah, GitHub is like super popular because it allows open source software. So open source basically means that everyone can see your code and they can collaborate to it and they can add new things. And it's like a huge community of people that are contributing to the same projects. So it's really nice. Then we have what is a repository. So as I mentioned, a repository basically contains like all of the files, folders, and dependencies that are needed to run your project. And then the thing that we care about in here is what is a branch. So like the technical description is over here, but if you want to see it like in a much more simpler way, branches on Git basically allow us for many developers to collaborate like at the same time and don't like overwrite the same changes that they are doing. Because perhaps like I wrote a line of code, but perhaps like another hacker downloaded the same file and edited the same line of code, then when we actually like publish our changes, my line of code will be gone, and that is because someone like overwrote the changes. So to prevent that, we create branches so we can have like different development environments. And I will be contributing to my own branch, and then this other hacker will be contributing into another branch. And when we both like publish our code, we can actually see like which changes to keep and which ones to delete, so we can like publish them into the main branch, which is like the uppermost one, and it is called main. So I'm seeing some questions here. So what's your new skill set, or what do you specialize in if it's not web dev or JavaScript? So there's actually plenty of other things to do out there. I mean, I started with web dev when I was like 11 or 12 or so. After that, I moved on to Java to learn like object oriented programming, which was like gave me the basics about like programming languages, which was also pretty cool. Then after that, I got into data structures and algorithms. So it was like solving problems, like understanding how like stacks, queues, linked lists, and all of that work. And then after that, I got into some frameworks like Flutter, which was pretty cool. I did some pretty cool like multi-platform applications back then with Flutter and Dart, which is from Google. And then after that, which is right now, I mostly use Python or C++. So C++, I use it for robotics, and then Python, I use it for computer vision or like AI projects, machine learning. You know, most projects are related like with data. So Python is like the language that I use like much more often. So I think you meant AM. That's pretty wild. Yeah, if you are seeing like this at 3 a.m., that's like super intense. Like the true hacker spirit. But please, if you want to go to sleep, go ahead. The recording will be on the YouTube, so you won't be missing important things. Hello. Hey, nice to see you over here. Awesome. So I do still exist and I'm supposed to be somewhere right now. Yeah, it's cold in here too. I mean, it's not very cold. Like on the last days it has been like more cold. And I'm going on Thursday to a hackathon in Canada with MLH. So in there it's like minus 15 degrees. So that's like super cold and I'm not used to like freezing weather. I'm sorry, what age did you say you started learning coding? So it was like around 11 and 12 years old, perhaps. So yeah, perfect. Okay, so we are ready to continue. So we already learned what is a branch. So now let's see what the activity says. So in here, they are also explaining us what is a README profile. So README profile, as you already see when I was sharing screen, is basically like an about me section of your GitHub. So when you share like your, I don't know, like your projects with someone, they can visit your profile and they will say like, oh, like Mona Lisa AutoCAD has made like this super awesome Atom project and it is public, and I can go ahead and like basically like stalk all of like Mona Lisa's projects and just see what like the AutoCAD has been up to. So that's something cool. And your README is kind of like your presentation card when you are sharing your GitHub to others. So I can say that inside the hacker community, it's very common that someone will just like stalk your GitHub profile and they can determine like how good you are at coding just by seeing like your README profile. So that's why it's very important to have like a cool profile. Okay, so now diving into our first activity, we have to create our first branch. So to do that, we will have to navigate to the code section. Then on the branches, we will create a new branch, and it has to be strictly called my first branch. So if you are making like your own project, it can be like any name that you want. But as we are following this activity, we have to stick to the names that they are giving us, so the GitHub Actions can actually check our activity when we submit it. Um, Perfect. So let's do that. I will guide you through. There's no need to see the images while I'm on stream. Um, there's another. I'm sorry, my conversation skills. I super. I'm not used to seeing legends in play. No worries. Feel free to do anything. Buy a good coat. Yeah, I already bought one. I don't know how good it is. I guess I will tell you on the next Global Hack Week how it went over there. I hope I don't freeze on the snow. Mona's last name is Lisa. Apparently, yeah, Mona Lisa. Okay, that's funny. I'm actually a huge fan of the AutoCAD. I have like two AutoCAD plushies. I'm really sad I'm not at my house today because otherwise I would have shown you like the plushies here on the live stream. Hopefully I will do that soon. Okay, so now for our activity, let's create our first branch. So to do that, we will go to this button on the left that says main and has like a kind of like a tree sign in here. We will click on that drop down button. Oh, it lagged a little bit. Yeah, we will click on that drop down button, and then in here we can see that we only have one branch created, which is called main, and it is our default. So this is like the main branch. And then on the like below, you will see a button that says view all branches. So let's click on that button that says view all branches. Great. So you should be seeing something like this. And then on here, you will be clicking on new branch. So everyone, if you are seeing this green button that says new branch, please go ahead and click on it. And in here, we will write the name of the branch that they told us to. So it is my first branch. Oop, let me dismiss these meetings. We are not attending those. So it is called my first branch. Can someone please confirm if the tutorial says that it's my first branch so I don't confuse myself? Oh no, I'm going to steal them. I tried to steal Siddharth's AutoCAD for the last 2 years, but he refuses to show it to me. Uh, I actually got it like from a really good deal. Like they were giving a free international shipping, so I was like, okay, I have to get it right now. And it is actually kind of funny, but because when it arrived, I entered a hackathon and I won one, so now I just have two, and it's like, okay, I shouldn't have bought the first one, like on the first place, because I didn't know I will be getting another one. But it is also something pretty cool is that on some hackathons when they have like the GitHub education app pack, they we go with like GitHub plushies, and you can earn them like either in raffles or like partnership events, which is also pretty cool. Yeah, I know. It literally doubles. I also, yeah, I live in Mexico, so I understand you. You can be up to like seeing when they have free international shipping, and that's how I got it. Just like I think it was like $25, so it was like a pretty good deal. Perfect. So the name is my first branch. All right. So I will copy paste this on the chat so you can call your first branch like that. And let's click on the green button that says create new branch. Great. So now we should be seeing that it appeared in there and it says my first branch. And then you should have like your user from GitHub over here. Awesome. So now if we go back to the repository over here, we will wait a minute for the README file instructions to update so we can see the next step to do on our activity. We have another questions over here. I have an Octocat figurine, a black toe cat figurine, and large Octocat plushie. That's very cool to see. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Octocat and GitHub in general. That's why I had to make a technical stream completely about GitHub. Can I trade for a large Octocat plushie? Okay. Um I've been having a lot of trouble with data structures and algorithm. What resource would you recommend for me to get the wheels going? So I will give you some tips that helped me for my Bloomberg interview that I had pretty recently. I don't think it's like the most common technique. I mean, I started with basics, like just going, I don't know, like to gigs for gigs or like YouTube and learning like about it in general. And I had like the concepts about data structures in my mind. Still, like the problem solving was not like my strong area. So what I did is that I basically like copy pasted lead code exercise to ChatGPT, and then I tried to understand them, like how ChatGPT was solving them. And after doing like that, like so many times, I found like some of them like actually have patterns. So now when I saw one lead code exercise, I would remind like how ChatGPT solved it and say like, okay, so maybe if I mix like this solution and then this over here, and it was so true, like reminding myself like how to solve it, but not because I was the one who like invented the logic, rather that I learned it from ChatGPT. I know it's kind of like not the best thing to do, but it helped me a lot. And when I was in my interview, it went like kind of smoothly. um so yeah, I would say that strategy works pretty fine, because I also had a lot of trouble learning data structures. I don't like them at all. I have to admit that. I'd said lead code, but start with the really easy problems and go step by step. Yeah, lead code it's pretty much like the standard. You can also find coding bats that is like much more easier than than lead code. So yeah. Octocat plushie, no trade. Yeah, the Octocat plushie is very cool. Awesome. So let's continue. I will refresh my screen so you can all see the updated instructions. So now we are on a step 2, which is committing a file. So it says, yay, we have successfully created our branch. So now just a little bit of concept on what is a commit. So like the standard concept in here said that it is like a set of changes to the folders and files that we make. And basically when we commit, we are like uploading those changes into our repository, and we can add like comment for other people to see like which changes we were making. So to make our first commit, it says that we basically have to create a new file, but this new file will have to be created on the new branch that we created. So after creating the file, we will name it like profile.md. And then after that, we will copy paste this content that says, welcome to my GitHub profile. And then after that, we will commit the changes and we will add some description. Perfect. First enter profile first in the first entry field title commit message. Okay, so I will leave some important information on the chat. So the first one, we have to switch to the my first branch. Then we have to create a file named profile.markdown. So let me copy paste this folder name, this file name on the chat. Then I will copy paste the content that we have to write on that chat. And then after that, I will add the commit message so I don't forget it when we are doing the activity. Great. So let's go to do this? Okay, so to do this, we have to go to the general page, and where we clicked on main, we're going to click on there again, but this time we're going to click on the My First Branch. So we want to click on the main button, which is a drop down button. And instead of being like on the default branch, I will click on my first branch, which is a branch that we just recently created. So let's go over there. And now that we are on the My First Branch, you should be seeing this like on your GitHub. So you should be seeing that instead of having main, you have My First Branch over there. So now after doing that, we're going to go ahead and create a new file. So to create a new file, we're going to click on this plus button that we have over here, and we're going to click on create new file. So again, on the uppermost bar, there's like a plus sign button next to the code green button. You will click on there and you're going to click on create new file. Great. So you should be seeing like a text editor similar to mine that says like the name of your code repository. And then in here, we're going to place the name of our file. And then in here, we're going to type in the contents that we want that file to have. So if I am not wrong, the name of our file should be called profile.md. Great. So everyone, please type this profile.md. And then in here, we're going to add like a simple message that says, welcome to my to my GitHub profile. Great. Great. Okay. So after having that, I will give some minutes for everyone to write the name of the file and then this tiny message over here. So I will just copy paste the markdown of my profile. You don't have to do this. That's just because I'm worried that it will delete when I upload this. As I already have this file created, I don't want it to delete. So let me just do a quick copy paste on here. I think it should be good. Okay. So now we should be here. Let me just copy paste this on here. Perfect. Okay. Great. So we are done on this side. Hacker rank versus lead code. So I would probably say lead code. It has like this company uh team questions. At least I use the ones that were tagged Bloomberg, and they actually helped me plenty. And hacker rank is the official tool that most of like interviewers use when they are giving you like your technical interview. So you also want to be familiar like with their interface. And I can say that HackerRank's exercises are like a little bit more simpler, but most of them are like math related. So you have to be like kind of like familiarized with like math formulas for some of their problems, which actually like was kind of interesting to me. So yes, 404 is saying like whatever you think makes you feel like more consistent. That's perfect. Yeah, I would also recommend lead code as well. Perfect. So we are done. Okay, so now after giving your file a name and a description, we're going to click on this button that says commit changes. And on the commit message, we're just going to leave it like as a, instead of calling it like create profile.md, we're going to change the create for add. So remember that this is not something like a strict that you have to do. Like, I don't know, like if you create a new project and you're going to make a commit message, like it doesn't have to be this exact words. In here you will just basically describe like the changes that you did like to your file. We are just leaving this like exact same message as that is the one that the activity is requesting for us. And if we type like another name, the activity won't be able to detect like our changes, and it won't be able to update the repository. So after adding this commit message, we will click on the green button that says commit changes. Great. So now if we can see, we already have like our commit message over here that says add profile.md, which means that we have successfully made our commit of our profile section. Great. So now after doing that, I will reload the page and see if the next instructions appear. Great. So now we are seeing the next instructions. So the next instruction is to open a pull request. So now to understand a little bit of what is a pull request, it basically helps us when we make like a change on our branch, which is our case, and then we want to merge that change into our main branch, we have to make a pull request. And as it is called pull request, we are basically making like our request to our code administrator to accept the incoming changes from our local branches. And you can read this like the a much more detailed instruction that says that the pull request shows the changes in your branch to other people and now allows people to accept, reject, or suggest additional changes to your branch. So yeah, it's basically like comparing your main branch with another one, so like they can both, merge and have like an output. So let's continue. So on this exercise, we will have to create our pull request and basically compare it with the first branch that we created, and then on the title of the pull request, we have to name it like this, like add my first file, and then perhaps add like some comments that we wish to do. So let me just copy paste this on the chat so I don't forget what the name of the pull request is. Great. And then create pull request. Awesome. So let's go ahead and create our pull request. So if you have been following the activity, you should be seeing like this message on the top of your code repository. And that basically means that it is like a notification that says like, oh, my first branch had recent changes. And then it mentions the time where those changes were made. And in here, it's giving us the option to compare with this branch and create a pull request. So basically what we are going to be doing now is that we want to bring our changes from this branch or this version, which has this new file called profile.md, to the main branch. And if we go to the main branch, you will notice that on the main branch, there is no profile.md file. So our pull request, what it's going to do is that it's going to merge both. So let's go ahead and click on this button that says compare and pull request. Now that we are here, we will leave this on the basics and we are seeing as able to merge. So when it says able to merge, that's basically because there is no issue when we are merging both branches. If this was in red with a cross, it will probably said that there's like an error when comparing both branches. That was a little fast. All right, let me go over the steps again. So what we are doing right now is that we're basically going to be merging our changes from our my first branch into the main branch. So we want to bring the changes that we created, and those changes are basically the readme, the profile file that we created. So if we go back to the other branch, we can see in here that we have the profile .md file that we created. And now what we want to do is to make a petition, which is called pull request, to include these changes into the main branch of my code repository so they appear over here. So to do that, we just have to click on this notification that pops on the top of the page that says my first branch had recent pushes like I don't know, like 4 or 5 minutes ago. So I will just go ahead and click on there where it says compare and pull request. So once we are here, I will just leave this on the defaults and we will have to change the title to what I sent on the chat. So the title has to be add my first file. And then on the description, you can type whatever you want. So in my case, I will just type added a profile .md file. Great. Click on compare. Yep, you're going to click on the green button that says compare and pull request. Perfect. Okay. So I will give a moment for everyone to fill this out on their pull request template. So again, we have to have this title name that says add my first file. And then on the description, you can type whatever you want. It doesn't matter what you type in there. Okay. Are we good to continue? I will just give some moments to see if everyone is on the same page for me to create the pull request. I think we are ready. Okay, well, let's continue. So, oh, no, I don't think it froze. I think I just stopped talking. I don't know. I make a file is not popping out. I make a file, it is not popping out. Oh, so you're not seeing like the notification that says pull request and merge? Um, I will wait for the answer. I do. Oh yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing that there's like bad internet connection. I think it is better now. Let's check. It should be good there. That's yes. So you're not seeing the pop-up message. Okay. So I see it move now. Okay. Then we are good to continue. Okay, as for the person that's having issues with not seeing like the green text notification, which is this one, that make sure that your branch, the one that you have in here, is called exactly like this, like my first branch. And if you have it like that, then make sure that the file that you created on my first branch is strictly called profile.md. So I will type it on the chat. So create my first branch and add a file called profile.md. Great. So that's what we have been doing by now. And then after doing that, you want to make sure that the comment that you add when you commit is called, give me a moment, add my first file. When you commit, should be add my first file. Great. So make sure you follow those steps so you can be seeing this successfully. Okay, so let's go back to what we were. So after doing this, we're going to create our first pull request clicking on this green button down here. So let's go ahead and click on there. Great. So after doing that, we will have to wait so it passes like some security checks from GitHub. And on the meantime, we can go to our main page to see if the README file has been updated to see the next instructions. Great. So I think they're almost done. There's just one missing. I will leave it in there loading. So let's go back to our main page and see. Great. So now we are on our last step that it's called merge our pull request. So now we have successfully sent like a notification to the manager of the code repository so we can make like our request, which is our pull request, to merge our changes into the main branch, which is this one that appears over here. So to do that, we basically just have to click on the green button that says merge pull request, and then we have to click on confirm merge. So this is like a super quick step. So I will just give a second for everyone to be seeing um, this same README file on their profiles. So please let me know if anyone is having like any issues or like trouble getting into this part of our steps. Hello over there. Glad to see you around. Great. Perfect. So one hacker says done. I will be very happy if more people say that they are done with this as well, so I can see like how the chat is going. If not, I will proceed in a while. Great. So, as there are not any more responses, I will proceed. But you can always like interrupt me and tell me if you have any questions or like any issues, or if you got stuck like if in any part of the stream, and I will be very happy to guide you. So another person also said that we are done. Great. So let's continue. Our last step is super quick. So let's just go on the upper part over here, and let's click on this section that says pull requests and has like a tiny one on the side. So let's click on there, pull requests, and now we can see that the one that we created is open, and we are seeing that it has like a check mark, which means that it has passed like our verification checks. So let's click on that, and we will see like like a summary of our changes that we have made. So we basically like added a profile.mb file, and then we are seeing like the all checks have passed and there is like no conflicts with the main branch, which means that we can merge successfully. So what we are going to be doing now is that we're just going to click on this merge pull request button. So let's go ahead and click on the big green button, and then you will see something very similar to this. And if you are seeing this, then you will click on confirm merge. So confirm merge, and then it will all look like kind of like purple color, and that will mean that your pull request has been successfully merged to main. So we can see in here that it has been successfully merged because it is purple. So now if we go back to our code repository, we will see now that the profile.md file is already on our main branch. So that basically means that we have merged our branch successfully. Can you go back? Yes, of course I can go back. So pull requests, and then I already have it merged. But if you basically scroll down on here onto your page, you should be seeing a big green button that says merge. So click on that green button and then click on confirm again, and then your screen should look very similar to mine, and it should be in purple color. So I will give a second to know if everyone has managed to see this successfully. Let's just give it a second. No, you are not seeing the purple color. I think that's a no. So, are you seeing it on green then? Because if it is in green, then you just have to click on the buttons that are below. Let's see. Okay. If we go back to the main, then yep, it's oh, you haven't created a pull request. Yeah, so you basically have to create a new pull request, and then as a title for the pull request, you have to add, hold on, this, add my first file. And then you can go ahead and click on confirm and then merge. Great. So that is the last step for this tiny introduction workshop to GitHub. And if you can see, there are like many other courses that you can take that are completely free from GitHub pages. So the next one in here is to managing our profile README. So this is actually kind of interesting. I didn't know this was the one that it is recommended. Let's take a really quick look. So what we will be doing next for the last minutes of our stream, so we have like 30 to 40 minutes to do this. We will be creating an awesome README profile, which is kind of like very interesting, and I will give you like a web page where you can make yours like fully customized and with no code required, which is actually pretty cool. How to practice of this all. So if you mean like the GitHub material, you can head over to GitHub campus, and then let me share you like the direct link so you don't have to be looking for it to yourself. So I think it's here, learning pathways. There we go. So I think there's one like focused on like beginners. Let's see. I don't think there's one in here. View all topics. Wow, and there's like plenty of them. Web development, for example. There's an enterprise. Okay, I don't think this one's the correct one. Batches, courses, introduction. Where is the merge button? So it should be below and it should be painted in green. If it is not appearing, return to the main page and hit reload until the step 4 appears. And when the step 4 appears, then you can go back to the pull request and the green button should be there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so this is in here you can basically find like the different certifications that you can earn from GitHub, and you can find like more activities like the one that we just made on live stream, and they're pretty fun because you learn through practice, and that's what make it even cooler. Yeah, so that page should work just fine. All right. So for the next part of the stream, and now like that we have learned about the basics of GitHub and like the things that we can do, we're going to be creating our own README profile. So in here, we will be basically like sharing like basic information like of ourselves, and we just have to learn some things after. Like we have to create a repository with a name that matches our GitHub username. Then this repository should be public, and then the repository should contain a file that is called readme.md. And that's how we can do it. And here are like the instructions on how to do it. So I will share this link with you in case you want to follow on the instructions while we are doing it on live stream. There we go. So while you check those instructions, I will go on and show you like some examples of README profiles that I think they're pretty cool as well. Do I have to protect first to see merge? I'm sure you don't have to do the protecting to do the merge. if you are not seeing the button, that's probably because maybe the, how do I call it, the pull request was not created correctly. So make sure that you have typed everything correctly as the README file says. And if that is not happening, make sure that you created correctly the profile.md file. And when you added the commit message was add new file. And then after that, if you're not seeing it, I would probably recommend for you to delete like the current pull request that you have and just like create a new one so you can start like from scratch. Okay. So before we actually go ahead and create our README profile, I will go over some really cool profiles that I think. So I have shown you mine already too much, so I will not be like seeing mine. And the person that said that if we could see their GitHub on live stream, yeah, we can. You can send it now if you want. So let me see. I have some followers that have actually really cool GitHub profiles. Let me just find some. Oh, so we have Alberto here. I think he has a cool GitHub profile. Let's see. Yeah, so Alberto is another Mexican coach at MLH, and he's also a GitHub campus expert. So we are basically like together in what we do. And he's also pretty cool. So he has a kind of simple README profile, but it is like pretty concise. So he basically mentions like what he's doing, and then he has like a super cool GIF of the octocat dancing, which like kind of like catches your attention, right? And then he basically has like tools that he most uses, and we can see his repositories over here, and then the contribution graph, and we can see that he has been a member since 2018. Let's go ahead and see another one. Oops, someone mentioned a GitHub profile, so let's go ahead and search that one. Let's see. I will just type the name because I cannot copy like the direct link. So let's see if we get it. Users. I will type the lines so we can see them. There we go. So can you confirm if it is this one? Oh yeah, I think it is this one. Awesome. So we are seeing this GitHub over here. So this is cool. So this hacker has like profile views, which is actually kind of awesome. And then we are seeing like their trophies and also like some bullet points with things that they do. They also have like this like contribution stats, which they are also very appealing to see. This hacker also has like pinned repositories, which is also like super recommended. And then their contribution graph, and you can also add like these extra things, which is pretty cool. Great. So I will follow you. Great. So now let's go and see the next one. So we are seeing this one now. Let's see, Moses 4. Great. It should be this one. Awesome. So here is the README profile. We can see that this has like another link. So let's go click it. Oh, I think it's this. Oh, there's a LinkedIn. Okay, I'm not going to open LinkedIn because that wouldn't be correct. And then we can see like the most common development projects, and then we can see the connection links. I think these ones are in black, so I would probably recommend like using general icons, and I will show you how to do that on this live stream. Perfect. Oh, and I'm already following you, so that's great. Okay, let me show you some other two cool GitHub profiles. Let me just close this. So let's see who else we can find over here that I remember. Oh, we have this person over here. So Juan Pablo is basically like the leader of the GitHub Campus Expert program, and he also has like a super cool README. He has like a general picture over here, which is pretty awesome. Then he also has like a GIF of himself and like super nice bullet points, like a description. And then he also has like another kind of things over down here, and his commit graph is very active, and we can see that he has been a member since like 2013, so that's like a long while ago. And if you can see, like all of GitHub profiles like vary a lot, and he has like 1.2k followers, and he's also like a GitHub staff, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and see one last one. Let's see what we can find. Let's see. So we can have like some inspiration while we're doing it. I want to find one that's pretty cool, but oh, here we go. So David. So he also has like a super personalized readme, because he created like his own tag over here, and he's basically mentioned like what he does and like their objectives and like some pictures of like the activities that he has been up to. And I think this is very cool to see, because it, like, I don't know, I just feel like he's like super friendly, and he also has like what he's listening up on their Spotify, so that's also pretty awesome. um so we're seeing some comments over here. I remember seeing the GitHub hit map that turned into the classic, oh yeah, into classic snake game. That's very cool. I will be going to bed because it's 3 a.m. and I have college application deadlines. Oh my god, so good luck, and I hope you sleep well. Do you recommend just an English description or in the mother language too? So I will probably say English, as most people who read your GitHub profiles will be like international. But if you think that you will be sharing your GitHub to people who are not familiar with English, then I will probably recommend including also like the translation. How do you make yellow like that? So this is basically just an image. So he basically created the image like, I don't know, like perhaps in Canva or like PowerPoint, and he just added the image to the profile section. Great. So I think we are just in time to create now our personalized README. So first things first, I will show you how to create your file. So to do that, please let's follow along. I will go to the main page. So everyone, please return to the main page of GitHub, where you can see like your dashboard and like the activity and your profile picture over there. So once you are here, we're going to click on the green button that says new, and we are basically going to be creating a new repository. So we're going to click on new, and then in here you will select yourself. I think that should be like on default, and the repository name, and please hear me out on this, it has to be the same name as your profile username. I don't know why I cannot type. Oh, there it is. Okay. Can someone copy the readme of someone else and edit by their personal data? Yeah, I have done that. But I think, oh, now I understand your question. No, you cannot do that. Like if I do the edit on someone's profile and try to change something, I will have to make a commit, and then I will just get an error that I am not allowed to do that. So yeah, don't worry. No one will actually like edit your information. But what you can actually do is that you can click on the edit and then copy their code and then paste it like in your GitHub repository, and you can like edit it from there to make it kind of like yours, so you are using like their same template. Can you help me on Discord after stream? I will be very glad to answer questions. So you can send them and I will answer them when I have my office hours for sure. Okay, so now that we are over here on the create new repository, we will have to type our repository name. And on repository name, it is very important for you to type the same username that you have. So the name that you have over here, type that exact same thing on the right. So for my case, it's Jocelyn and then my last name Velarde. And I will get an error because I already have one created, but for your case it should appear like only this little gift that says like this is a special repository that we can use as a readme GitHub profile. So please let me know if you are seeing this when you type your username so we can move forward. And after having this, you make sure to click on public over here and then also click on this check mark that says add a readme file. Uh, no, I actually meant the idea of instead of copying someone's README by downloading theirs and then updating to fit my case and make it my README. Yeah, you can totally do that. That's the good thing about open source community is that you can basically see their code and just like use it for your own purposes. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so after you added this, so are making another repo. Yeah, that's correct. We are making a new repository and we are calling it the same. We are placing the repository name for it to be the same as your username. So you want it to be like your username over there. I will give a second for everyone to actually see what we are doing over here. Mm-mm-mm. Let's wait. Okay, so I think we're good to continue over here. Okay, so you should be getting this kind of like GIF saying that this is like a special kind of like repository. Then you will have to make it public and then you have to click on this check mark that says add a readme file. Once you have those three things, you will go ahead and click on create repository. I won't click on this button as I already have one created and I will just get an error, but please make sure to click on this button, the green button that says create repository. And after you created that repository, then that when you go to your profile, like on the image section and then your profile, you should be seeing like a blank page over here. Like instead of having this, you should be seeing like a blank page, like next to your profile. Please confirm if you are seeing that blank page on your profile so we can move forward. Let's wait a few seconds. Okay, so after this, we're basically going to add our content, which will be like super fast. I'm seeing that it says hi there. Okay. Perfect. So now that we are all on the same page, that I'm hoping that we are all following this exercise through, I will share with you a helpful link that will help us create our customized profile README generator. When our office hours, I'm not very sure, but I can answer you through DM if you wish. That is also another option. So I will share the link with you. There we go. So we're going to head over on that link. Let me open it up on here. So on this link, it's like a super helpful tool to generate your profile readme generator in like super fast steps. So in here you can select and just like drop anything that you want, and you can start like from templates. So this is like the first template that looks kind of like this, and you can add things like, I don't know, perhaps I want to add like a stats. Then I click on stats, and then I will just have to add them like over here. Great. And in this case, I clicked on stats, and then it's asking me for my GitHub username. So I would just type that, Jocelyn Velarde, and then I would click on enter. And then the stats start to pop up. And this is basically how you will be seeing all your GitHub README. Great. So this is totally like up to you on how to design it. Like you can choose from different templates. Like for example, this is another README template, and then here is another one. Or you can just like create your most basic one. I would probably recommend this one, and then I would just add like, I don't know, like perhaps like social media, and then like my stats, and then like profile views. And you can move this like play around and just move it like whatever you want. And to edit things, like for example, you just click on the widget, and then you just edit like whatever it says on the right. Like for example, if these are not the programming languages that I code with, then I just click on them, and I will select the ones that I want. I will click on Arduino, Blender, I don't know, like C, Chrome. And you can just go ahead and add like all of the tools that you use. You can also edit like how they appear, or delete the ones that you don't want. And you can also edit like their size and their spacing. You can add like how they are aligned, like for it to be like perhaps on the center or like on the right, which also makes it pretty cool. You can also edit like the text or the titles. So yeah, I think everyone at this point should be playing around with the profile generator. So I will probably give like 10 minutes for you to go ahead and code like that, like your customized README profile, and then it will be very nice so that we can share it with the chat. Is it possible for you to share with us your GitHub profile? If you don't want, it's okay. No, don't worry. You can. I will share my GitHub link, and you can copy paste the code that I have there. So if you want to exactly copy mine, I will show you how to do that. Let me show you. So you will go over to my GitHub link, and then on this like upper button over here that it's like a pencil, you will click on that, and then you will copy paste this, and then you will paste this on your own README, and that should give you exactly what I have. And then you can just play around with that one if you wish. How do you delete icons? Yeah, so if we go back to the profile README generator, let's imagine that perhaps I want to delete the Chrome one. So you click on the bar, and then you click on here on edit, and then in here you can basically delete the ones that you don't want. So if I don't want Chrome, I will just click on the trash can, and it will disappear. You can see I am deleting almost everything now because we want to delete that. Perfect. Yeah, sure. No worries, no worries. Great. So I will give you like 5 more minutes for you to finish perhaps not like finish completely your README profile, but at least something that we can use so we can all share it with the chat, and we can see it on the live stream. That will be very cool to have. So while we wait, let's see if we can play a game while we are waiting. I'm thinking. Let's see. I will just see GitHub, see what they're up to on the start repositories, so I don't distract you while you are concentrating on doing your README profile. That's 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 totally okay. Fish shell. Interesting. Mm, great. Oh, so actually I had to make some changes to the LLM repository to include the link for the YouTube stream. So let me do that right now. Um, Let me just leave a banner. Let's finish our README profiles. There we go. So now we have a banner. So we all know what we are doing. And I send the link over on the chat where you can create your own generated README file, which is pretty cool. So let me just go to YouTube to upload the stream that I promised to you all yesterday. Oh, we're seeing ourselves right now. So let's just go to Major League Hacking and then live. So it's this one. There we go. Copy. And then I will go to over here and paste this over here. So we have 3 more minutes left to finish our README profiles. And here's an open question to the chat, or perhaps like a suggestion. If someone wants to collaborate to this repository, the one of LLMs that we had yesterday, to add like the GPT image generation from DALI method, and you do that and you create like your pull request, I will be accepting that, and that will be pretty cool to see. Yeah, because I remember on the last Global Hack Week, I gave like another technical stream that was about um like getting the scores for different LLMs comparisons. So it was basically like a dashboard where you could see like the comparison between the most common LLMs. And then I remember a hacker literally made like his own pull request and submitted that into my code repository. And that was pretty cool because that hacker made their first like open source contribution on the live stream, which was pretty awesome for me and pretty awesome for the community as well. Great. So now the repo is updated. We already did this. We're not using this anymore. Great. So we have 1 more minute to finish our README profiles, and then we will see how to do it. Let me just go to GitHub. So if we remember like the concepts that we have been learning after you, actually I will go over here. Yeah, so I will give some time as well. Dun, dun, dun. Great. So I think we are ready to proceed. Let me just get rid of the banner. Perfect. So it doesn't matter if you didn't finish your README profile now. I really just want us to get like an advancement of what you have been working. I'm pretty sure that like the 5 minutes that I gave you weren't enough to finish and show like your full potential on the README profile. So don't worry. let's just work with what you have so we can have it uploaded on the GitHub and see like the results. So let's imagine that I want this profile, GitHub profile on my GitHub. So by that, you will click on here where it says generate README, and then it will give you this like this lines of code, and all you have to do is just copy paste this code, and in here there's literally a button that says copy. So I will repeat these steps again. So on the main dashboard for the profile readme generator, you're going to click on this green button that says generate readme, and then you will see all the code, and then you will click on this copy link to copy that code. So once you copy that code, you will go to your GitHub, and we will go to the blank screen that should have appeared when we created the repository that says like hello or something like that. And you will click on the pencil that appears. So this pencil over here, you will click on there. And then on this like text box, you will paste the code that you have been working on. So on the text box, you will paste the code that we copied from the README generator. And after that, you will click on commit changes. So let me just, I will make a change. So I don't know, I'm just going to make like this to make a change. So you're going to click on commit changes after you pasted your code, and you're just going to double click again on this button that says commit changes. So again, once you copy paste the code on the text box that it's below, you will click on commit changes, and then again you will click on commit changes on this button below. So after that, your README profile should have been updated to see exactly what you were seeing on the profile generator thingy. So now if we go back to our profile, let's go and see. You should be seeing the page that you just created. I will give you a while for you to fix this. And in case you want to add like an image, like as I have one that says like hello there, then you can just like drag and drop the image that you want. So let's say that I have an image here and I want to, I don't know, like include this image, then I can just like drag and drop, and it will be automatically like uploaded. And then if I see the preview, I can see the other image that I just uploaded like on there. But I will delete it because I don't need that one. But just to show you that you can just drag and drop your images and they will appear. Great. So it will be very nice to see some examples of hacker GitHub profiles now that we have learned how to create them with the README profile generator. So let's wait a little bit to see if someone is brave enough to share with us the GitHub README profile that they've just created. I'm pretty sure it's not finished, and that's fine because I just gave you like 5 minutes to work on it. But I'm pretty sure that after this live session, you will all continue to work on your GitHub profile. And I will just tell you that this is very important. Like this is like your presentation card as a developer. So when you apply to like internships or like any like job position that it's like code related, they will very probably ask for your GitHub. And if they want to hire you, I'm pretty sure they will head over to your GitHub profile, and if they don't see anything that it's kind of like appealable to them, they will just say like this person like it's not contributing to any projects, like they seem like kind of like inactive on their portfolio. So having like a good README profile actually like encourages people to so you can show them like all the cool skills that you have and all the cool projects that you've been working to. And it's pretty cool to start with this practice when you are like in high school or perhaps like starting university, or if you just want to get like a nice job. then this is like a really smooth strategy that you want to apply when creating your GitHub account. And if we go over all the way down on your profile, you will see that we already have the contributions for today. So you will see like a green square pop out, which is the contributions that we made today on the repositories that we had. So I think we are almost ready to wrap up. If no one wants to share the README profile that they just generated. So let's just see. I will wait some more time. And if someone wants to ask like questions, or perhaps like a concern or something like unrelated or related to what we have covered today, it doesn't matter. Like, you can just pop it on the chat and I will answer you. We have like 20 minutes left, so it can be used to what the hackers decide. How do you Oh, I'm sorry, I'm seeing old messages. How do you add an image? Okay, I will show you again. So on your README profile, you will click on the pencil that it's over here. And when you click on there, you will see like all your code that you basically just like copy pasted. So it is very easy. You just have to drag the image that you wish to add. So people.jpg, I want to add that one, so I just take my image and drop it on the box, and it will be uploaded now. And now if we see the preview, we can see that the image has been uploaded successfully. So again, you just have to drag and drop the image that you want to add into the square, and it will be added successfully. Perfect. I hope that answers your question. If not, I'd be very glad to clarify again. I can see you're also in cybersecurity and cloud. Yeah, I'm on those two fields as well. Cloud is actually where I work at. I work as a cloud developer. So, yeah, that's something quite recent. I would say it's kind of like an internship because I'm in second year, so I'm a sophomore, so I cannot like work like full time, because that will be like just too much. And like being with the coaches program, and then with like personal projects and stuff, that will be like so many. But yeah, cybersecurity is another area that I really love working on. Yeah, here it is: cybersecurity, cloud. I also love robotics, therefore ROS, and then autonomous systems, which are like focused on robots too. Great. Blue team or red team? Oh, that's a nice questions for capture the flag. I love those. I would probably say both, like depending on the competition. But at least my experience with the blue team had not been very like interesting. So I will probably stick to red team. But just to make a clarification here, this is only for educational purposes, and of course, I don't do like anything unethical when I'm participating on those competitions as well. Great. So I think we are ready to wrap up. And I will be very happy if you all could share like your GitHub profiles when you finish them. Oh, we are seeing some. Great. So we are just in time to do that. Let me just adjust my screen again so we can see them. Great. I will search the profiles again. Um, let's see. Oh, so we're searching for Moises again. So Moses, 4. I think it's this one. Oh, I just want to see the general profile. Oh, nice. Yeah, check this out. So we can see the image successfully, and it looks very, very interesting. This looks very cool. Wow, amazing. And we already added like the the tools. So that's super great. Great. We are seeing another one that it's from Rachel. Okay, let me search for that one. So Rachel slash give it. I think that's right. Let me see users. Okay, I think it's this one. Let me go ahead. Oh, perfect. We can see now the amazing tools and now the description, and it looks like very, very appealable. Nice. Nice. Oh, I see that you like Jupyter Notebook, a lot of data science in there. That's very awesome. I will follow you if that's all right. Great. So let's see. We have more. Can you see my image? It's too small. Yeah, it was kind of small. You can make it bigger by adding like a height and a width. If you don't know how to do that, let me share you the link. So, how can I call it? Like resize image in Markdown. We're having another one. Could you? Oh, I was not sharing a screen. I'm so sorry. So this is the GitHub profile that Rachel created, which is pretty cool because this hacker has like awesome tools, and then they have like this description, and we can see like the pinned projects, which are all focused on data science, which is pretty cool, and their contribution graph is also quite active. So let's go ahead to the other one from Moises to see it again. And this hacker also has the tools that they most use, and they have like this super awesome image of their research project, which actually looks like pretty advanced. So yeah, let me share with you that helpful link that you can use. So you can use this. I will share the code snippet on the screen, and instead of having like for example drawing.jpg, adding there the link for your image. So you want to add in here the link for your image. Yep, it's already shared. Perfect. How do you make the image larger? All right, I already shared that. Thanks. Perfect. And there was also another message in here saying, could you suggest some advice about MLH fellowship, because as you, it's very competitive, and I think you completed it. Yep. I already completed the MLH fellowship. Let me show you like some helpful tips. So, as we are giving this workshop related to GitHub, and the MLH fellowship requires you to submit like a GitHub project. I will show you the one that I submitted in case you want to check it out. So I applied a first time and I got rejected. Pretty not sure why, but I can assume some things. So my GitHub profile was kind of weak at that moment, and I was not very active like inside a community. And the second time I applied, I actually fixed my GitHub profile, and I, customized this project to make it like much, much better. And I think that actually gave my profile a boost as well. And another recommendation that I would give you is that for you to select like as many time slots as possible, because they want to know that you are available for enough time to be committed like 100% to the fellowship. And then as well, I would recommend you to select like common programming languages such as like for example Python, C Sharp, JavaScript as well. And I remember that by the time I applied, like the first time, I just selected like kind of like not so common programming languages. So maybe that's probably why I got rejected. Still, I'm not very sure. But yeah, this is the project that I submitted to the fellowship. And if you can see, it has like an about me section. It also has like a kind of like the things that you can select from here. And then I created a nice README. It is important for you to create like a nice README. I even mentioned that I published my app for beta testing. And I also included like a video demo so they could see, and added like the whole like documentation steps so they could see. Like for example, let's visit this one. Oh, it was deleted. Yeah, sadly, my Drive account ran out of space and I have to delete like a lot of things. I'm very sad these files got deleted because they were like super cool files. Okay, this one exists and this one is like the worst one. So I'm kind of sad about that. Okay. Okay. So then I also included like how to run the application and extra things. So yeah, I would probably say like have a nice readme, select like common programming languages that you are familiar with. That is very important, and make sure to allocate like as much time as possible. Perfect. Is it possible to show how you got to merge button to show? Okay, I will go super fast for that as we are running out of time. But let's go. Let me find that repository again. Is this one? So at this point, it should be finished right now. So that's why I'm seeing that I already finished. But let's go back. So you should have this branch. So you should have like my first branch. And then inside of there, you should have this file called profile.md. And inside of that file, you need to have this comment. And then when you commit this file, like when you uploaded it, you should have like add profile.md. So that's what you need to do. And then after that, when you actually open your pull request and when you commit that successfully, you should be seeing like it was kind of like a yellow warning message that appeared on top that it was like a notification. So in there you will click like on the compare and merge, and then you will just continue like the general process. If you have any more questions, remember that after I end this stream, it will be uploaded to the Major League Hacking YouTube page, and you can watch a recording from there, like much more slower. And if it is still not working, then feel free to tag me, and I will be very happy to assist you. Is a code sample in an open source project will be valid to submit to the MLH Fellowship as a code sample. So if the question is that you have how do I say, like if you have made a contribution to open source which is very like meaningful, then you can upload that as a GitHub repo, but you should mention like your specific contributions to that code repository. So I have seen some hackers like apply to the fellowship and mention perhaps like upload a hackathon project where like 4 people were working in there, and that's okay. That's fine, just as long as you mention which specific like tasks you were doing that on that code repository, you should be good. Just make sure that they are like enough contributions for them to see that like you were an important asset on that repository. Okay, you're on step 4. Nice. So if you're in step 4, that means that you only have to go and merge your repository. Hey, hi, greetings. Overall, thank you very much for your dedication in this session. Yeah, don't worry. Really appreciate it. Super cool. Are we forking your repo? No, we are not forking my repo. Um I shared this activity on the chat like 2 hours ago that we have been basically following during the stream. So this stream is about to end, but feel free to watch the recording. Perfect. I have a problem with a snake animation. Okay. Which problem? Let's just see if there is anything. Okay, so I have to end this stream now as we have another MLH coach going on. So if you have more questions, feel free to ping me on the Discord and I will be glad to help. Thank you, and I will see you later. Bye, everyone.